In this video, we're going to look at top trading quotes from Ken Griffin from Citadel. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so you've probably heard of Ken Griffin. He founded Citadel. It's one of the biggest kind of companies at the moment. They've got two arms really. They've got the asset management side of it and their market maker side of it. They do about 30% of the options volume and 10% of the equity volume in the US markets, somewhere around those figures. Pretty big company, and interesting they've got kind of two approaches to it. But this guy founded it, and I was looking through some of his interviews and articles and what have you, and he talks a lot about kind of the banking crisis. He talks a lot about politics, the economy, the country. That's, I guess, where he's approached. Now, one of the things he did say was, before we get to these kind of half trading related quotes, is that once he'd had all of the material things, he decided to look on how he could make, a bigger impact, which I thought is quite interesting, actually quite common from guys who are kind of billion plus level. All right, so let's get to some stuff that maybe we can use as a kind of synergy between trading or not. So let's have a look anyway. Number one, you can't succeed without a team. Now, obviously, for most of us watching this, it doesn't make any sense. Like, well, a team, what do you mean a team? I've got a team of traders behind me. I'm just a retail trader. Okay, I think we can use this as, look at it in a different way. A team for us as traders, assuming we're not employing people to help us out, would be things like some service delivering you research, perhaps a news service, a good chart application, maybe a good journaling application, all this kind of stuff that nowadays we can replicate a lot of what a human being would be doing with a service that we can subscribe to. So it's like putting together your digital team, if you like. So maybe you have a Squawk service to get you some of the data coming if you're intraday trading Forex. Maybe obviously you need a good broker, but maybe you have a certain analyst service or certain trade ideas service that you subscribe to that presents trade ideas to you intraday or every couple of days that you discard or you look at. Maybe you then use a filtering service like Finviz to filter down the stocks that you potentially want to get involved in or the commodities you want to get involved in. So whilst he's saying here you can't succeed without a team, I think we can say it as a digital team. What tools do you need to succeed? Even going as far as saying, hey, I need Excel to give me, data on my previous trades, or I need this, I need that. So while we're not going to be employing 10 and 20 people as retail traders, we can still have these tools or this technology stack, if you like, that's going to help us perform at the best level. So, maybe I've misinterpreted that, but I think for us, that's what we can take from that. It's having the best kind of things that will help us succeed. And in our case, it's not going to be personnel, it's going to be actual services or products that we have purchased or subscribed to. Number two, the key to our business is a lot of research. So he was talking about, hey, this is how we make so much money. We do a lot of research on stuff. And as traders, as kind of more active traders, whether we're intraday or swing, it makes a lot of sense. We should be researching not only, perhaps we're not on an investing level, like digging right down into books, but we should be spending a lot of time on our trading strategies, on our trading plans, researching what we're going to do in terms of a technical play or a setup, doing that research. And then when it comes on, we know we're well prepared. We know our stop level, we know our this level, we know our that, we know our triggers, we know our filters, all this kind of stuff. So whilst from an investing perspective, of course, it makes sense. If you're going to allocate capital to something, you want to do a lot of research. Same for us. If we're allocating capital that's important to us, an important chunk of our net worth or an important chunk of our trading risk capital, we want to have done a lot of research. And yes, that might not mean, if we're trading technically, digging into the books, but it is going to know, hey, what's the risk on this trade? What's the likelihood of this setup working? Where are we in the bigger picture? I'm not just allocating risk capital to something on a whim. So just like an investor would do, same as a trader, which a lot of us, have fallen into the trap of, just trading on a whim, trading on a hunch, trading on this. So it's just putting in that legwork. All right, number three. Gambling is not speculation. So he's interestingly defining the two here. He's saying, hey, gambling's for Vegas and the casinos. Speculation is different. So I know that I've done a video on this before. Go and check it out. Gambling versus speculation. Is it gambling? Is it speculation? And I get his point here. He's saying, listen, I used to find gambling as purely the joy of taking risk. You know, that's how he's defining it. And he's saying speculation is more, hey, yes, you can have gamblers in the stock market, but it's completely different. You know, speculating is, hey, I believe I'll get a return on it. I've done my research. I've done this. There's my risk capital. You're doing it for a different, even though gamblers obviously want to make money, they know that they're not going to make money, or they're less likely to make money because the odds are against them, but they're generally doing it for the buzz and the feel of the adrenaline and the kind of, and the feeling they get from actually the process of it. Whereas speculation is more, hey, done a research, done this, and I'm doing it because I expect to make money from it, not from the joy it brings me from the activity of doing it, if that makes sense. So that's really quite interesting. And don't forget, you know, in trading, there's a lot of mesh. There's a lot of people who are calling themselves traders. They're actually gamblers in that respect, i.e. they are trading because they enjoy the aspect of trading as opposed to trading from a business perspective, and still enjoying trading, but they're not getting a buzz from the up and down and to and fro of their equity account. They're getting a buzz, as it were, from their ever-improving trading career and growth as a trader. All right, final one I've got for you from Ken Griffin is, it can be hard to know you're in a bubble. That's an interesting comment, I think. And he was talking about the housing bubble. He's talking about the dot-com bubble. Are we in other bubbles at the moment? When you're watching this video and you look around, is there potentially a bubble? And he's saying, you know, in hindsight, everyone says it's a bubble, but when you're looking at it, how can you define it? And, you know, we could probably go into real depth here, but I think the main thing to take away from that is to just step back. You know, whatever you're doing, to take a step out of it and look in, take in all the information you've got and make a decision. If you think there's potential in a bubble, you've got to trade accordingly. And that's really, I think the big takeaway from that is you may not know, you may guess, but it's not being too blinkered. And that goes for anything you're doing, guys. Whether you're trading short-term, swing trading, whatever, it's always not being too blinkered. But in the aspect of, or the concept of a bubble, taking a step back and seeing what's going on. All right, so there's a few of them there. Any more that you found from Ken Griffin, stick them in the comments section below. It's obviously been very successful in his life, so it's interesting to hear what he's got to say about investing and trading. All right, guys, take care. See you in the next one. Goodbye.